Live. All right. I believe we are live. Let me double check everything here. Yes, we are live. Welcome. Are we live? Testing 1, 2, 3. Yes. Welcome, guests and community, to another live interactive podcast. This is your solution. This is our time for us to remember, for us to refocus. And on this broadcast, we are going to be talking about the topic of money business. Not monkey business, but money business. Wouldn't it be nice if we had it a little bit easier when it comes to generating income? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to have all kinds of money just coming in, right? How would your life be if you just had all kinds of money just coming in? How would your life be? Would that be a good thing for you? All right, we've got a proverb. We've got about 30 to 45 minutes. So make sure that you're on the inside. Lock the door. Turn down all distractions. Make sure that you grab a pen. And hopefully you've invited a friend. Keep your journal nearby, because we are going to do some thinking. I don't know. Maybe there might be somebody on this broadcast that could use a reminder about money, right? I mean, we could all use more money. I know I could. Money, come to me, money. It doesn't work that way, though. Hey, Jim. Good evening, Jim. So, yeah, we're going to be discussing this thing about, in fact, if you have an idea on how you could generate extra income, whatever it might be, if you have something, let us know. Make sure you put it in the comments. Welcome, Mark. Natalie, welcome. Let me see. And then there's Jim. Hey, welcome, Jim, and Race. Welcome. So we've got a little bit of a broadcast here. Time's going to go by very quickly. It's going to go by very quickly. I've got a proverb, and I've got something that I want to share with you guys that I learned. I don't know. Somebody might be interested in this, right? Generating some extra income. Could you use some extra income? Could you use some extra income? By the way, we are live. We're broadcasting via Facebook, via Twitter. Shout out to Twitter. Shout out to Facebook. Could you use cash, period? Are you ready to take action? All right, I am going to be taking questions. If you're making enough money, if you generate enough money and you don't need any more extra income, you don't need any extra income money at all, this is the wrong program for you. I'm only kidding. Hey, Jim's going to be with us here in a little bit. Jim's going to be sharing his insight into, is it easier to earn income? Is it easier to generate income now versus 20 years ago or 15 years ago? What do you think? Or is there more red tape? Is there more red tape today? All right. Mark says he's continually going on 5 months clean. All right, man. That's progress. Congratulations on your continued progress. Let me see, guys. Race. has been so productive. Sales is my favorite job ever. I got more done this week than the past 2 to 3 weeks combined. That's really good. That's really good that you're getting that done. And that inspires me that you're sharing that with me or with us, right? We're talking about money. We're going to do our best. Listen, there's nobody here is even the multimillionaire can say all kinds. There's no guarantees, right? There aren't any real guarantees. The only guarantee that we have is action, right? That you take action. We take action. What is it that's going to get you to take action? Do you know? All right, let me get into the proverb here, and then we'll get into the word, into the topic. This is Isaiah 32:21 or 22. The Lord is our judge. The Lord is our lawgiver. Lawgiver. That's interesting. There's a lot of laws out there in the world today that you cannot trust. You can't trust, and they're not being backed. They're not backed up. But I definitely believe in the law of God. Definitely. And again, I'm not a church person. I'm not advocating church. I won't go to church. In fact, I personally believe that the church age is over. I do recommend to read, study a little bit, meditate the King James Bible. The Lord is our judge. The Lord is our lawgiver. The Lord is our King. He will save us. Man, do I need a savior. There's times during the day that I just need a savior. There's times that we just go through whatever it is that you're going through. You just need a savior. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, Lord. So Jim, if you're going to come on in a little bit, we're going to be, here's what, I got something I want to ask you guys. Let me see. My week has been very challenging. This program tonight is a challenging program because we're talking about money. We're going to be talking about money, right? We're 8 minutes into the broadcast. And why is money important? Should we have extra? Should we be working on something that can help us develop into a income stream? Or should we just forget about life and just live, just go to bed? If you have a job, you go to work, you get up, eat the same kind of food every day, and you just focus on that, and just, hope, kind of tiptoe, right? Tiptoe through life, hoping that you'll make it there. Funny thing is, none of us is going to make it alive. None of us is going to make it out of here alive. None of us. Let me see. I had some notes that I wanted to read. Just some thoughts here about generating income. And so feel free. Let me see. How to earn extra. Okay, I got a little bit of just an idea that I want to share with you guys if you're interested in hearing this idea about making extra income. I'm going to be doing that here in a little bit. But let me read the comments. My other coworker was questioning why I was working today. It was raining. I made 5 sale units. You puddled your way through today, huh? That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. That's good enthusiasm, man. You gotta, you know, you have to have something. That's one of the reasons why I was thinking about generating extra income, because money motivates you, right? It is true that what gets us to take action is money, right? The desire for money. But is it the desire for money, or is it what money can give us, right? Money gives us things, it provides, it gives us the ability to make more decisions. So we are talking about, hey, welcome, Carol. Carol Crow, yes, life is short and it's temporary, so we need to break our bad habits if we are going to achieve the things we want to. I plan to generate more income. Winning at casino only makes them rich. Exactly. By the way, gambling is a lie. Sometimes I forget to say that on the broadcast. So thank you for joining us. I believe, oh, I might be wrong here. Canada? Could it be Canada? Somewhere up near Canada? Thank you for being. Anyways, we got about, I don't know, about 25 to 30 minutes. We're going to be on this broadcast. We're not going to be here long, but I want to read something here to you in a minute. This is something that I've learned, I heard, and you can take it for what it's worth. You might be able to take advantage of it in some way. Maybe you're already doing this. Or, yeah, maybe you want to take advantage of this and find out what it could do for you. We're talking about an exercise here that I'm going to be sharing with you here in just a minute. There you go. Saskatchewan, Canada. Shout out to Saskatchewan, Canada. Yes. So now that we've got anybody in here, Mark, Race, Jim's going to be coming on here. Any ideas on how you could generate, or somebody else could generate, extra income? Just curious. Throw out some ideas. Now, I was listening to Earl Nightingale for probably about 1.5 to 2 years. I've been listening to him. He's one of my digital coaches. And he says this. This is very interesting. See if I can put it up. I had it up. How to earn extra. Okay, make a list. Make a list from 1 to 10 or from 1 to 20. Write down any ideas that you could think of. Any ideas that you think could work. Right? Piece of paper. Get a pen. Get your piece of paper, right? Now, you might be able to do this sitting down once. When I went through this project, it took me a little bit. I couldn't do it just one time because I got too distracted when I was doing it too. But you sit down and you write down anywhere from 1 to 20 ideas. Don't worry about how you're going to do them. Don't worry about how it's going to come together. Don't worry about any of that. If the idea comes to your mind and you say, hey, this could be a possibility, you want to write down that idea. Right? So now that's one idea that you can do, right? Now you can do this as a game, right? You could do this as a game, or you could also do this as a reality. I don't know if you've ever tried this before. If you haven't, I'll challenge you to do it if you're looking for a way to generate extra income. Now, you never know what ideas are going to come out. on paper. You never know. You can come up with some really, I mean, you can do 1 through 50. You don't have to do 1 through 20. You're just getting warmed up when you start writing like 20 ideas down, because you'll scratch them off. You'll say, nah, not that one. Write it down. Just keep writing. You could do this as a game or as a reality. And you never know. You never know until you experiment. You never know until you experiment. You may end up coming across an idea that will light a fire under your fanny. You might end up coming up with an idea that may spark a fire under your bun. Anyways, I got another idea I'm going to be sharing here. Just curious to see if anybody's listening. I told you this is a challenging broadcast. Anytime that you talk about money, it's challenging. It is. We can still visualize. We can still imagine. We can use our imagination. And we never know what can get you to take action. Santos, I need to take action, man. I do too. But what's going to get you to take action? Let me see. Race says, I know I just am so happy I turned a mediocre day into a triumph day, and that made it session gambling free. That's great, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm always glad to hear that. Because to me, it's like gambling is just a part of my past, even though I do talk a little bit about it. But it is nice to be able to have gambling and the problem of gambling and anything that goes with gambling behind you. It's really wonderful. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. Isn't it? So thanks for the encouragement, Race. Carol says, let me see. Carol. Oh, hi, Laura. Let me see. Did Jim leave us? I don't know if Jim is. The Rock from Brockton. There we go. Salute. Yeah, we're talking about generating extra income. Does everybody on this broadcast, do you have enough money? You know what? Sometimes we don't think about this, but accidents and interferences get in the way of life. And the money situation changes very, very quickly. And we need to be prepared for all of these things. Of course, I'm going to tell you it's all starting up here, right? It all starts up here. Yes, it does. You know that. We're just here to be reminded. That's what we're here for, right? On this broadcast. We're here to be. Why? Because your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders, right? Your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders. Where can you go to be reminded of the things that are important to you? Where can you go to be once a week, twice a week, to be reminded? Because you're lazy just like I'm lazy. Yes, we get lazy and we need to be reminded. So however we can get those reminders in, maybe like the way we eat food, you know, tiny morsels. Anyways, I'll be sending the link here just a moment, brother. So yeah, you can write your ideas down. Let me see. If you want to come on the camera, if you're not chicken and you want to come on the camera, you're welcome to do that. I can have as many guests as I want. By the way, just want to, another reminder, our books there that support the mission are available at Amazon. You can also check out soldiersofselfmastery.com right there. if you feel supported, if you're experiencing support, if you experience support from this mission, from the videos, from this podcast, make sure that you support this mission, this ministry. Support us, support me as I continue to branch out. There's a lot of things that we got to get done, and I'm just asking for your support. As long as you're experiencing some kind of support, please keep that in mind. This is the place. All right, Jim's going to be coming on here in a little bit. I got another idea for you. And again, I've stolen this one from maybe Jim Rohn, maybe Zig Ziglar. But if you could think of, while Jim's coming on, if you could think of what you're doing right now, right? If you wanted to generate extra income, what you're currently doing right now, if you could look maybe a year down the road, 2 years down the road right now, if you could just look 2 years down the road, what's that work like? How's it being done? How's that work? Is it possible that you can actually begin working today, tomorrow on a future project? I was watching some videos, and there's a lot of trucks on the road. There's a lot of vehicles, autonomous vehicles, right? Self-driving vehicles. They say a lot of trucks are going to be replaced. The Freightliners, not Freightliners, but trucks that carry freight, they're going to be replaced by self-driving vehicles. How could you wrestle against that? I don't know. Maybe they're still going to need humans, right? Those trucks aren't going to operate by themselves completely. They're still going to need humans. So if you were to look at the job that you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing, the business that you're doing, maybe you have a mission or a journey like what I'm doing part-time, Soldiers of Self-Mastery. That's to reach into the hands of the businessman, to reach into the hands of the student or the heart of the housewife or the couple that are struggling with gambling because of whatever, something from the past or something they're struggling with right now. And we all use gambling or some other vice to cover it up. Am I making any sense here? I just got a little distracted there for a moment. We are talking about money, generating income, and figuring out what you could be doing. That's interesting, though, when you stop and think about it, right? Your job, whatever it is that you're doing, 2 years or 3 years down the road, if you could see it in your mind, this is very interesting. If you could see it in your mind, you could possibly begin to put it on paper and begin that project going forward. And you can actually bring the future, right? You can bring the future. People are actually doing this. And they're making a lot of extra income from doing this also. That's another idea that I have that we need to work on. Anyhow, Jesse, welcome. Looks like Jim's not able to get on here for some reason. Hi there, son. Traveling tonight to miss the morning traffic during transition. There you go. Well, be safe. Be safe. Yeah. Hey, there's Jim.
Hi there, Santos.
Hey, good
Can you
evening,
hear me okay?
Jim. Yeah, perfect. We're talking about money. Everybody gets nervous when we start talking about money.
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's like when you go to church, people say, well, Santos, do you ask for donations? Yeah, I ask for donations. I should ask for donations, right? If you're experiencing support from the mission, why not ask for donations? But the church, they fire you up, and then they pass the offering plate, and people start leaving. They get out. It's kind of, you get nervous when it comes to money. So now Jim is a businessman. He's got and he's got some business mindset, business education in the background. What do you think about this idea about working if you could look into the future and see how your business is being done? It's kind of an interesting thought. I don't know. Maybe you have something in mind.
Yeah. Oh, you always have to look to the future, actually. I mean, that's what I'm constantly doing because the world is changing so much. Are the
Yeah.
skills that we have that generate income, are they going to be helping us, further down the road? And I guess, you know, it's a constant reminder that we have to have in that we have to constantly improve ourselves, update skills.
Mhm.
I mean, we got to be valuable to the people around us, right? That's the only way we can generate money,
Yeah.
really. I mean, if you want to work, some people found creative ways to not have to work so much and take advantage and be opportunistic of certain systems. You know what I mean? Certain
Yeah.
systems. But
Yeah. But they'll be found out sooner or later, karma.
right.
And
So yeah,
but the important thing is to one thing that it's this is kind of obvious that we have to keep our minds. It's getting scarier. The world is getting scarier, and we have to navigate through all of these things.
yeah, you have to kind of understand the direction of the world. I mean, if you think about it, uh, artificial intelligence, right? Technology is really increasing. It's taking away jobs, right?
Mhm.
It's replacing people. It's like it's amazing. A lot of people's abilities are becoming obsolete. I think about like bankers, right? The banks don't need the people working for them because they have artificial intelligence to just have a conversation with the people on the phone, and instantly they connect with all the resources and possibilities that can help the customer, mortgages, loans, checking accounts. I mean, it's amazing. So yeah, we got to be on top of what we can provide for people nowadays, and kind of stay ahead of what's going on. I mean, you can also think about this. It's like, well, you know, in this day and age, government is growing. So maybe, if you want to take the safe bet, get a government job, because it seems like government's not going away. It's just increasing. And hey, I mean, I think you're pretty safe working in the military. You're pretty safe working in social services, I think, because I mean,
Yeah.
that industry is growing quite a bit. So, I mean, some people, have a different philosophy. Some people don't like that, but hey, you got to go with the flow almost. It's kind of
It's
sad, but
it's difficult too because when you start out to generate extra income or build a business, um, you're gonna fail. You're gonna
mhm,
go through some difficult times. You're gonna go through a learning process, and that's where it gets. Most people give up during that process. They give up. You could have a job and build a business on the side, right? It's kind of like
yeah,
what I've been doing. Or you could have a business and you want to start something a little bit different. You talked about skills, developing the skills, the mindset. I remember I was listening to Earl Nightingale and Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar, and they were talking about, I think it was, or uh, Brian Tracy also. They talk a lot about writing things down, and I remember I took a piece of paper and I did it a couple of times, and I wrote down all these ideas that came out of my head, and it was really interesting because I put down some things that after you look at it, I thought, wow, this is something that I could possibly do,
mhm,
you know and you get all these ideas and you have to stay sharp, folks. Is I guess maybe what I'm trying to say is that you have to you're going to have to stay sharp. It's not just about generating extra income, because if you stay sharp, right? If you keep the mind sharp, if you practice, if you journal, some folks are losing the art of writing. They don't even know how to write in cursive anymore. It's like leaving us.
Mhm.
All of these things that will help us during times of challenge. Keeping a journal. I tell you, I preach on keeping a journal because it's been such an anchor for me. I don't journal every day, but man, there's times where I need a savior, man. There's times where I need somebody. You ever have those moments, Jim, where you need somebody and they're just not there, man. They don't come through.
Yeah, I mean,
They
that's
don't
that's
come
the
through.
thing. I mean,
They just
depending upon other people, it's like, yeah, depending. I mean, like a lot of people can let you down. You count on some people, and shoot, you're left, and that's where your creative juices kick in, man. I tell you, it's like sink or swim. You got to
yeah.
figure out, okay, all right, if that person let me down, what am I going to do? And you just try to figure out different ways. Yeah.
You're coming in broken, Jim. Your voice. I'm wondering it's because you don't have your headpiece on, huh?
It
Yeah, it's
might. Is that better? I don't know.
no, it's
Yeah.
crackly.
Hmm.
It's crackly. Yeah, like I can hear it, but it's real scratchy. I'm sure that the audience probably hears a little bit of scratchiness.
Yeah, let me see
Um,
if I can get back onto
yeah,
where.
see if you can get that going. We've got a good conversation. Anybody in here? Let me see. I see a lot of activity going on in the text. I try to take day by day to avoid the triggers. For me, it was little things that were nagging at me to get back to gambling. Yeah, and another reason why I think it's a great idea to generate extra income or build something that would be important. Any way to generate income is important. It'll get your attention. It'll keep you distracted. When we're comfortable, honestly, when we're comfortable, that's when we fall into gambling. You can't, or you fall into some other thing, sin. You get angry. When we're not being reminded. I was thinking about this earlier today, because I love saying this to myself. Santos, your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders. You need to be reminded. You need to find ways to remind yourself. You need to create systems to remind yourself, whatever it is that you need to do. But you need to be reminding yourself of where you're going and what it is that you want. And that's such a challenge, because your mind is either your mind is getting stronger or it's getting weaker. It's one or the other, friends, guests, community members. Now, if anybody else in here has an idea, I mean, I don't want to just keep rattling on with ideas if nobody's going to pay attention. But these are worthy of our time to think about. You might want to, you might get a piece of paper and list 5 ideas. And when you hit your 5th idea, that might be the trigger for you where you say, you know what, that's it. That's the one I want. I'm going after this. And nobody will be able to stop you. That's like your own, nuclear power plant. It's your own fusion. And that's what we all need. You need that. I need that in order to stay on the path that we need to stay on. Listen, our minds are tricky. Your mind will deceive you. Your mind will trick you right down into the gutter. It will. Your mind will trick you right there into the casino. I'm in front of the slot machine again. Pressing the button, watching your eyes are like going like this because the machine is rotating and rewiring, creating pathways, like the neurosurgeons call them neurologic uh, pathways, like freeways, right, in your head. And we're just sitting there. Um, Man, I don't know if you hear what I'm saying, but I know I have to catch myself, man, all the time from going down that path and letting my mind, because you know, Jim, were you able to get on? Let me see. I think you were on.
Yeah. Yeah. Any
Hey,
better?
oh, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. By the way, welcome, Eric. I see we have quite a few people around here, but I have a neighbor that moved in across the street, right? And I'm not making fun of the neighbor, but just to show you, and I'm not saying that this is what's happening to him or them. I'm just saying it's a possibility. They moved into the neighborhood. It was really windy. They parked one brand new car across the street, and it was really late at night, and a branch fell on top of the car, crushed the car, actually, right there, right down a couple, uh, right down my street. Luckily, there was nobody there. Well, they haven't been here. I think they've been here maybe 4 or 5 months, maybe not even that, 6 months. Another time, they were driving a vehicle and it had a problem. Another vehicle that they had, I remember they were pulling it into the garage a couple months ago. And I thought, wow, it's kind of, interesting. They seem to be having these ongoing things. And well, just like 2 days ago, I'm coming out of my garage and I hear this scraping noise down the street. So I look over and there's the guy from across the street, the same person. He's driving his vehicle, looked like he might have gotten rear ended or something. So he's dragging the rear bumper, and I'm watching this guy pull his car, right? And he reverses it. Now, mind you, the rear bumper's already coming off. So he reverses the car to back it up the driveway. Well, the bumper's caught up underneath the wheels, and it looks like it's ready to come off, And I'm just thinking, man, it's like seems like they've got this thing going on with cars and problems. And if you're not careful, your mind will play tricks on you. You have an accident, something happens to your vehicle. Next thing you know, your mind begins to play tricks on you like it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. It's like gambling, right? You fell last week or the week before and maybe you lost $800 and your mind will play tricks on you. You're going to go again. You'll go again. Remember the 800 that you lost? Your mind. And we absolutely must, whatever it takes, to remove the FTs, right? The focus thieves, and the LBs, the limiting beliefs. So that's why I always talk about a journal. I mean, a journal for me has been an anchor. So Jim's, can you hear me, Jim? Are you still there? Look like you're
Yeah.
paralyzed. Are you
Yeah.
on the screen? Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, you're talking about this guy with the car, and he continuously wrecks his car. Um, the problem is that we get into the comfort zone. We can get in the comfort zone about doing the wrong thing over and over again. At the beginning, it sucks, but then you kind of get used to it failing. It's like, oh, and you start rationalizing, well, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that bad, right? So you just tolerate more and more of the garbage, right? Instead of saying, you know what, this is no good. I need to stop. This is not acceptable, and move on the direction. I mean, like if you look at your bank account, you're talking about money. Being in this amount of debt is not acceptable. Oh, just
Yeah.
charge it. Just charge it. Just use a credit card, easy terms. They give me low interest rates, you know, and you start tolerating nonsense, and that's not good. So you got to make a decision about how you want to deal with money. I mean, money is important. We got to respect it. It could take us in the wrong direction if we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like for the gamblers, right? They don't respect money. Just, dumping it all on the cards, the tables, the slots, or whatever, right? I mean, I think about the people who gamble on the stock market and the cryptocurrencies. It's not real money to them almost, It's like
Mhm.
I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna YOLO. What? It's like, man, it's like
Yeah.
it's something surreal. It's not tangible to them anymore. And it goes to that quote, easy come, easy go. Easy come, easy go,
Yeah. Easy
and
come,
they
easy
start,
go.
laughing about it, You start laughing about, oh yeah, I lost $50,000. Did you lose 100,000? Hey, high five. What?
Yeah.
It's like that's not acceptable. We got to get serious, right, Santos? We got to get serious about money.
Yeah. You have to get serious about the way our thinking process is going on every morning, every day.
Hmm.
And that's why, I when I was thinking about this program, of course, every Sunday it's a challenge for me to come on here. It challenges me. It causes me to grow and learn something different. But anytime you're talking about money, you're really challenged because money is so deep. We get emotional, and we're moved by all of these things. Sometimes we think that we're doing the right things with the money that we have. We might think that we're doing with the right money, but it may not be the right thing.
Hmm.
Emotion, when you stop and you look at the emotional aspect of what's really going on, it's scary, man. The world is scary. It's getting scarier. Now it's even, we've got things going on over there with Taiwan and Russia. Now it's even with China, it's even getting worse out there.
You want one thing that I remember is, why are debit cards and credit cards so useful to the banks and the financial institutions? Why is it so effective? Because those cards, when you use them, it doesn't seem like real money that you're giving
Yeah.
away. It's like you hand them the card,
Hmm.
they hand it back to you, and you get the stuff. It's like, wow, that didn't feel so painful, right? And we start losing a sense of the pain of giving up the money. When we had the cash, giving it, oh, that's kind of painful, giving up those Benjamins, And yeah, I mean, I think it's our loss of focus of the importance of money. And a lot of people like to poo-poo the idea of money. Money is the root of all evil. Money's not everything. Kind of rationalize your way away from the importance of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we got to take it seriously.
We have to value. We have to value what we have. We have to guard what we have, and we have to explore. We have to look into ourselves because we have the solution. I call this podcast your solution. Each and every one of us hold the key inside.
And
You
we have
need
to realize the situation right now, current situation about this horrible inflation.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about rent for people across the country. Can't believe how much it costs for people to have housing. I mean, my mortgage, I remember, was like less than $600. House was under like $100,000.
Mhm.
And now people's rent are higher than my mortgage. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And some of us may not buy, property again.
Hmm.
Uh, that's a situation. But the thing, the thing is that we just have to, we have to wake up. We have to wake up, and again, why are we here? This program. Well, what's this program all about? It's a reminder. It's a wake up call. What are we doing? What are we doing with our finances? Or what are we doing with that business that we started? That thing that you started on the side, did you give up on it? Why did you give up on it? Well, you probably gave up on it because you were failing at it. And that's part of the process is failure. I know we don't like that. We don't want to hear that, but it is part of the process. It's to fail. And to know that you're going to fail for a little bit. Now, it's one thing if you keep failing and you just keep failing and you don't learn anything from it and you just keep diving right back into it. I remember I used to be an internet bunny. I called myself an internet rabbit years ago because I was jumping on every shiny thing that I could jump on. If it was passive income, it's a system that you could set up. I remember I used to go from system to system. Sometimes it would cost me $25. Sometimes it would be $300 throughout my gambling escapade. I was always looking for, or one time it cost me over $15,000 cash. Quick money, fast money. I met this guy, Christian. Yeah, man, he was making a lot of money. He showed me all the envelopes of money. He showed me his property. I seen it through video. I never met the guy. Talked to him on the phone. He was a Christian, church person. Burned me, man, for like over $12,000. Never forget that guy. And so these are the types of things that are going on. Of course, I've learned a lot about who to trust and where to invest my money today. But we need to be investing. Obviously, we need to be investing in ourselves, right? You need to be investing in yourself. Develop your skill. Work on yourself harder than you work on your job. Jim Rohn said. Zig Ziglar said it too. Work on yourself more than you do at your job. I mean, you could be really good at your job, really good at your business, but you can be like a Henry Ford who really didn't have people skills, I guess. Maybe I might be wrong about him. Dale Carnegie, very successful, but he didn't have any people skills. He couldn't be around people, from what I hear, Napoleon Hill said. So anyhow, 47 minutes. I'm already winded. Those were my ideas. Jim, what are
Yeah.
you?
When we talk about ideas of making money, you got to kind of start with yourself. I guess it also depends upon the situation you're in. If you're in debt, and it's just, you're just kind of drowning, you got to do some activity. I mean, if you feel stuck, you got to, start delivering pizzas, doing Uber, whatever, right? Just start taking some action,
Doing
build some
whatever it takes.
traction, you know?
Mhm.
And, long term, you have to kind of think about where you want to go, right? Time goes by quick, and, we don't want to be stuck in something that's dead end. We got to figure out how we're going to go and build our future. But yeah,
Exactly.
generate activity is really important. And I was talking about looking at ourselves. What do we like to do? You know, I think the best thing that we can start from is within ourselves. What do we like to do? What are we good at? I mean, think about all the things that you're good at, write them down, right? And think about how you can organize those skills, those motivations to how you can help people. It's like I think about my mom. My mom wants to generate more business through her life reading um, skill. So I'll think about it. Well, how can I help her? I'm good at making images online, videos. I can do that. I can help her organize her program, and think about how you can use your skills to help other people. Find out what other people need, and relate it to yourself. What
Mhm.
can you do? I mean, like, hey, I'm an outdoors person. I'm an outdoors person. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. Well, you know what? In the neighborhood, there's a lot of weeds that need to be whacked. You know, So I bet if I go around and ask these people, they'll pay me to whack those weeds.
Mhm.
Something.
Yeah.
If you
Power
if you're
wash
good with
a
kids,
driveway.
you know, if you're good with kids, find out a way you can babysit or tutor or develop activities with them. Something that's tied to you, because you're not going to be successful at doing something that you don't like doing. You're going to be miserable
Yeah.
if you want
Yeah. It
to
has
kind
to
of
be
create your
something that
future.
you, yeah, either something that you create or something that you feel passionate about.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so that's why I always say, look, if you don't know what it is that you want to do, get a list, 1 through 20, and figure out what 20 items that you could possibly do, and then pick, or if you need to do another 20 items. The thing is, your mind is endless when it comes to ideas. It'll just keep giving you ideas, even if they're ideas that seem so far-fetched. But yet there's a lot of far-fetched ideas that are coming to pass today. You just got to have, what's going to drive you to take action. And it's the second question we need to ask, right? What is it that's going to get you to take action? Um, an idea, a good idea could possibly. If you put money in front of somebody, money will make you do things really quickly, right? If you put like cash, it's amazing. You'll say no to a lot of things, but if you put like a lot of bills in front of somebody, I mean, they can become uh, an attorney all of a sudden. You put enough money in front of them. Yeah, it's amazing what we can do. Uh, Money motivates you, but you got the idea, and then you got to figure out, okay, well, this idea will generate so much income. That motivates you, right? If it
Yeah,
doesn't motivate you, then you got to get something different. Yeah.
Jim Rohn said, the price is easy if the promise is clear, right? So, I mean, it's so easy to do the work if you know that you can accomplish that deal. I mean, you can get it. I mean, if I know that the sale is there, if I know that the customer needs the stuff, no problem. Getting the job done is no problem. Oftentimes, I think it's difficult to start a project, to start a venture, if you're uncertain about what the outcome is going to be. And we take those hesitant steps. "Oh, I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to do this. I don't know if it's going to work out. Am I going to be wasting my time? I'm going to be wasting my money. I don't know."
And
You
there's
can't
no
take big
guarantee to any
steps.
of this, anyways, Jim, right? That's
Mhm.
the reality is that there really is no guarantee to any of that.
Yeah.
Even if you felt like you had some guarantee,
Hmm.
there really isn't. You just
Yeah.
got to take action, and you got to keep the action going.
Yeah. You gotta see it. You yourself have to see it. You have to envision it. You have to have that kind of faith. That faith. And the thing is that even if you screw up, if it doesn't work out, you took action and you developed some skills. Maybe it didn't work out. I'm going to try another way. I tried different kinds of businesses. They didn't work out. I tried starting a tutoring business. I thought it
Yeah.
made a lot of sense. I would recruit teachers, uh, connect with them, and try to develop a list of different kinds of subjects: English, math, science. Right? I connected with them, and yeah, I, I got a few deals going, but not as much as I thought that would be successful. So it didn't work, but I learned. I
Yeah.
learned different kinds of skills, dealing with people, talking to people, recruiting people. Um, so it's
Yeah.
the
It,
it's the effort that you put in that can make it easier for you to go on to other things.
yeah. You have to find the idea. You have to find the idea. You got to make time. All right. You got to find a quiet place.
Hmm.
That's why I like this program on Sundays. It's kind of a little bit of a quiet place unless you guys get me preaching here. So you got to find a quiet place. Jim kind of breaks down the monotony a little bit too, because he's a little bit slower than I am when it comes to speaking, but he has a lot of knowledge there. Find a quiet place, meditate. I know this is hard. What I'm asking, what I'm sharing, my call to action is difficult. It is. For some, it'll never get done. But for those of you that this would work for, have at it. Plan out how to take continued action. Plan out how to take continued action. That's my call to action. Other than that, I'm going to see you guys next Sunday. I'll let Jim share a few last words. We'll be back here at Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. Throughout the week, we'll be sharing some videos. SciTech email will go out. I believe we've got that system automated. Should be automated. And I'm still working on the little cards. I haven't forgotten the little cards. We're going to be doing a couple of T-shirts and stuff. Some cool T-shirts. I got to design that one. And GABA. We're still putting GABA together. So we're doing all of these things. This is all part of my extra income also. You know, ever since I stopped gambling, I've invested in myself. I became a life coach. I've invested in other coaches. I've spent several thousands of dollars just to invest in myself, to get myself ahead faster. Because we can all do things. Sometimes it takes us a lifetime. But when you have somebody there, like a coach, a mentor, or a teacher, it can help you quantum leap. You can actually even get things done sometimes in just a matter of hours. So that's who I am. That's what I'm about. I still do offer one-on-one coaching. That is a personal investment. We have the books. And what else do we have? So support the mission. And even if you just show up and bring a pen, as I say, bring a pen and invite a friend and take notes. And then get back to us and let us know what you're taking action on. That's really my mission and my goal, is to get you to take action, because I can sit here and preach and hop and hoop and holler and get all confused and everything else. At the end of the day, if you're not moving yourself, I need to change. I need to find what will help you move and take action. So, quiet time, meditate, use your journal. You know where I'm at. Stockton, California. So there it is, by the way, right there. See, there it is, my steps. It's all right there. So, Jim, you'll have the last words. We're going to be ending here soon. Thank you guys for...
Yeah, just keep in mind that where's the gold? Gold's money, right? Gold's inside you, right? But look, how do you get the gold? You got to put the work and effort into it, right? So you got to do the work. You know, I mean, I got a lot of sales these last few weeks just because, you know, it's the season. But, you know, there's hard work that goes into making the stuff happen. You know, I mean, it's not easy. It's not nothing that's worth anything in life is easy. You know, you got to put the hard work in. But I mean, when you start building that momentum, you know, it feels better. The hard work, it's okay.
Right.
It's okay. So the gold is inside all of us. We just have to put the work out at mining it out. That's it.
Be willing to go through the heat. Be willing to go through a little bit of fire, because that's what burns off the dross and all the impurities and will bring about the nice shininess and everything. It doesn't mean we're all going to become rich, but rich is in here. That's where you want to be rich. You want to be rich inside of your mind. That is true wealth. With that said, thanks, Jim, once again, out of Tucson, Arizona. Jim is in the motorbike industry. So if anybody is interested in motorbikes or bicycles that you can be kind of get comfortable on and you don't have to pedal as much. Jim's the man. He's got the plan, the bicycles there. So anybody, Jim, what's your website?
It's GorillaGasBike.com. GorillaGasBike.com. Also,
Gorilla.
it's umotobikes.com.
All right. So
So
if
there's
anyone,
two different websites.
if anyone's interested, support here. If you need support, let us know. If you got a business that you're starting up, you got something. Or I also have business opportunities that are startups completely free. I take health products. I have a health website. In fact, I have a health website. You can see it right on my YouTube channel. You can click on the little icon. I've been doing that for 2 years now. Make a little side money, a little bit of extra money, and the products are excellent. Water, it's just water products. So I offer that to people that are interested in doing something. Again, you got to take action. You got to be willing to share. You got to be willing to learn what your website offers, what your customer service does and what your products are. You don't have to spend the penny to make money, but you got to put in some time. All right. With that said, I'm going to see you guys. Let me see. The Rock from Brockton kind of reminds me of wrestling. What is it? Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar.
Thanks, The Rock.
Yeah. The Rock. Mark. Hey, Mark. And there's Mark Swihart. I believe I got that right. Carol, thanks for hanging out all the way from Saskatchewan. Did I get Laura? Yeah, I did get Laura there. And Terrence, thanks for hanging out with us. I don't know if you've been here before. I think you have. Stay close to the community. I invite you to so subscribe. Then there is, who else was with us? Well, there was quite a few people here, but in the comments, there is Race. Race was here. Thanks for hanging out, Race. Oh, we're going over 1 hour there. Natalie, thank you for hanging out with us. Did I get Eric? I think I got Eric. Thank you, Natalie, and Jesse. Hey, Jesse, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you, man. And there was somebody else that came on earlier. Let's see. Carol, Race. No, I guess that was it, huh? And yeah. All right. Until my next one, remember, your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders. And be sure to make your day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of every day. I'll see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. PST. Bring a pen. Bring a friend. Bring a journal. Keep some notes.
Thanks, Santos. Have a great week.
Thanks for hanging out, Jim.
Take care. Bye.